So first, happy Easter weekend, everyone. I hope all of you enjoyed the long weekend. And with this video, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to go into today include Sony possibly buying Kojima Productions and the whole situation going on there. I know what happened, just relax, let's get to the story. Things are bigger than we thought, with Sony out to buy a bigger studio than Kojima Productions, according to the latest rumors as well. The Xbox Activision merger gets new news that doesn't look as good and goes to Tsushima too. First, out of these 4 studios, who do you want Sony to buy? Square Enix, Capcom, Konami, or Sega? We're going to talk about this in a bit, of course, but I'm curious what everyone wants right now. Where's your mindset right now? So comment below. Out of these 4, who should Sony buy? Square Enix, Capcom, Konami, or Sega? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Ghost of Tsushima 2. So we all pretty much can guess that at this point that Sucker Punch Productions are working on a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, but recently we got new information that points to the whole team now moving over to it possibly. Reading from Sqaure, Ghost of Tsushima developer Sucker Punch seems to be moving on from its open world epic following close to 2 years of post-launch support. The game's latest update, patch 2.18, released early this week, adjusting various aspects of the title's dedicated co-op multiplayer mode, Legends. It also included a couple of minor tweaks to the game's single-player campaign. It's the statement at the bottom of update 2.18's patch notes that's making headlines. However, it reads, "While we aren't actively working on any additional patches at the moment, we will continue to monitor feedback on the community-run Got Legends subreddit and messages to @SuckerPunch Productions on Twitter for any high priority bugs or issues that emerge." It continues, "We want to say a huge thank you to the entire community for the incredible amount of support and feedback we've gotten since launch. When Legends launched in October 2020, we never expected to have such an active community more than a year and a half later, and we could not be more thankful to everyone who has been with us on this journey." So there you have it. The full team seems to be moving over, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on a successor to Legends that hopefully includes PvP. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the Xbox Activision deal no-goes. So the Activision Xbox deal has been having issues with new articles coming out pointing at different parts of the merger, and now we have another one to add to the list. Reading from VGC, SOC Investment Group has urged fellow Activision Blizzard shareholders to vote against Microsoft's proposed merger with the Call of Duty publisher. On Thursday, it wrote a letter to fellow shareholders calling on them to reject the proposed merger for 2 reasons. This transaction fails to properly value Activision and its future earnings potential, in significant part because it ignores the role that the sexual harassment crisis and the Activision board's incompetent handling of it has played in delaying product releases and depressing the share price, SOC argued. It also said it's skeptical that any transaction with Microsoft or a similar acquirer would be viable given the shift in the climate of antitrust enforcement, as well as evident sources of potential harms to competition stemming from the merger. We do not believe that Activision shareholders should be looking to a transaction to rebuild the value lost by Activision's management failure to ensure workplace safety and equity, and by the board's failure to respond constructively to the burgeoning crisis. But we also observed that at least since last July, Activision employees have courageously demanded that harassment and retaliation at the company end, and that they have a decisive role in reshaping the corporate culture going forward. We believe that only by constructively engaging with its workforce, the one asset that Activision cannot sell, but without which the company cannot operate, can the company begin a genuine turnaround and restore investors' confidence in its reputation and operations. We urge you to join us in rejecting the Microsoft merger proposal and electing a new, competent, and dedicated board of directors at Activision's Blizzard's next annual meeting. So essentially, they argue that because of their current situation, they're actually worth more than what Microsoft is offering, and instead of selling off, they should restructure internally with new people in head positions, changing corporate culture to make for a better overall company, potentially increasing their value. As you guys know, I've already said that the Activision deal is a step too far, in my opinion. Honestly, if this deal doesn't go through, I don't think Sony should buy a big publisher either. Just let them all remain third party, and we'll talk about that in a sec, of course. For this specifically though, Xbox has issues managing their own internal studios with Perfect Dark Team, the initial initiative pulling in Crystal Dynamics to seemingly take over the project, or Halo Infinite Team 343 having trouble pushing out the most basic content even after a year delay to Halo Infinite. So when I see comments of people saying Microsoft will change it up, I'm curious to see how that turns out. How well will that work? Of course, this doesn't mean the deal won't go through. However, more and more turbulence seems to be coming in. But you guys let me know if you think the Activision deal should not go through, or do you not care? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the final story of the video, Sony to buy Kojima Productions and an even bigger studio. So before anyone flips out, yes, I saw Kojima's response to this, and we're going to talk about it. So don't worry. The basics here is that Kojima Productions has been in the rumor mill recently to be bought out by Sony because Death Stranding, which is a game made by Kojima Productions, showed up on the PlayStation Studios banner, making it the only non-first party studio game to be up there. Now, I've seen the argument that Death Stranding is a Sony-owned IP, that's why it's up there, but I'd argue that Sackboy is a classic PlayStation IP and the new game isn't up there. The Sackboy name has been with PlayStation since the PlayStation 3, but it's not shown even though the latest game was so good. But obviously, it wasn't made by a first-party studio. The other side of this pushes for it being a hint to a potential announcement coming soon that Kojima Productions will be acquired by Sony, and as this speculation was going on, Kojima himself tweets out that PlayStation Studios banner with no caption, setting Twitter on flames with debates going around. Quickly after posting that, though, he stated this in response. It sounds misleading, but Koji Pro has been and will continue to be an independent production studio. So this calmed the situation down a bit, but then more and more people started referencing Bluepoint Games and how they also said they're an independent studio after a leak from PlayStation Japan stated that Bluepoint was bought out by Sony, and not long after their independent statement, Bluepoint was bought out by Sony. The announcement came out. I'll say the difference here is there wasn't a big leak like for Bluepoint, but it's very questionable why Death Stranding would be on that banner when Kojima Productions isn't a first-party studio. I personally think Kojima Productions is a no-brainer. Sony helped them build their studio. They use the Decima engine. They have close ties with Sony. Kojima wants to get into movies, and Sony has Sony Pictures. It genuinely makes a lot of sense, but we'll see how this goes. Now, moving on to more exciting information. Apparently, Sony's big rumored acquisition is bigger than Kojima Productions, according to Jeff Grubb.
I mean, if you've heard the rumors about a big acquisition from Sony, it was never Kojima Productions, at least not as far as I'm aware. Like the people that were hearing this stuff, including me, that was not a name that was thrown around. It was bigger than Kojima Productions.
So for me, again, I think Capcom would be the best choice. They have the talent, they have the IPs, they have fighting games, like, of course, Street Fighter that Sony wants. Resident Evil is already a movie franchise and a show soon. It makes for a better deal, in my opinion, but who knows? It could be Sega, Sqaure Enix, Konami, etc. And for people wondering why we're sticking with Japanese studios, it's because that's what the rumor has been for a while. Apparently, this big acquisition is set to be announced this year, so we could hear more about it in the summer, maybe. We'll see. But you guys let me know if you want Kojima Productions to join PlayStation, or do you not care? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with the big studio buyout. Obviously, this is in reference to Sony's potential big buyout. I'm not sure who it is. Capcom, Sqaure Enix, Sega, Konami. I'm very interested to find out. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with the big studio buyout, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.